When we think about communication, we tend to focus on talking, yet there's an even greater component, listening. For this video, we will focus on the listening process, but before we begin, let's look at the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is passive. We do not have to invest any energy to hear, whereas listening is a process that includes 6 steps. The first step in listening is mindfulness. Mindfulness is being fully engaged in the moment. Mindfulness enhances communication in 2 ways. 1, it increases our understanding of how the other person feels, and 2, it tends to make others express themselves in greater depth.
After engaging in mindfulness comes the step of physically receiving messages. Wood explains that for most people, this involves the process of hearing with our ears. For people who have hearing loss, messages can be received through sign language, lip reading, or sensing sound waves. Some factors might make it harder for us to receive messages, such as being sick or tired, or when there's background noise.
We are all capable of selective listening. This means we can focus on relevant information and drown out irrelevant information. This often translates to overlooking quiet communicators, but we can overcome this tendency after we become aware that we are doing it and make conscious effort to change. After we've selected, we organize the information into cognitive schematas. This helps us determine if the info is looking to vent or problem solve, and we can apply our social constructs and stereotypes. After we have organized the information, we move to the 4th step, interpreting. This is where we make sense of all of the bits and pieces into the overall situation. It's important for this to be person-centered, as in that we take the other person's perspective. We won't always agree with what everyone has to say, but it is important to make an effort to interpret with respect.
Effective listening includes responding, which is actively communicating attention and interest as well as voicing your own opinions when appropriate. When listening, it is important to give observable signs that you are interested and involved in the conversation throughout the entire interaction. Such indicators of engagement include attentive posture, eye contact, head nods, and small responses such as okay, or go on. The final stage of effective listening is remembering. This is the act of retaining information from a previous conversation. As humans, we are very poor at retaining information. Immediately after hearing something, we remember less than half of what was told, and our retention only continues to decrease the longer after we hear something. For instance, 8 or more hours after having a conversation, we will on average only remember 2/3 of what we hear. This is why we should try to remember the important details from a conversation with someone.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you learned how to better communicate through the 6 steps involved in the listening process.